See who's out there. Seems to be a bit slow these days, actually, in getting it out. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. To see if people hop on because it's very slow. I don't know why. There seems to be a lag. Hi, there seems to be a lag, on things coming through. Well, energies are woo, and they're not going to stop. They're going to keep going up, just to let you know. It hasn't peaked yet. It peaks in 2025. So we're on a continual level like this, on an accelerated ascension in frequency, vibration, consciousness, dimension, trajectory. And it's doing well. So there we are. It's clear to see, actually. So a lot of people, if you view it from a lower perspective, and if you're not able to see it, if you're not looking at it from higher consciousness or from your heart or from source, then you don't see what's going on, and you'll be fearful because you'll think, oh my gosh, it's also been spread, the fear, on purpose. They don't want change because it doesn't suit the powers that be, that have always had the power and control and the wealth. So they don't want, there's no sharing, is not in there. So there's a lot of fear. But what you're seeing outside is just a representation of the consciousness rising on the planet. Because people are saying, no anymore. People are standing up, are talking up, are saying no. So this is a sign of the raising of the consciousness on the planet. It's very clear to see. And it's such a long time coming, and people are just saying, no more, we've had enough now. So this is just us, people finding their, as I said, I think, I can't remember when I saw this coming, when the energy started coming in, I think it was May, and I said to people, I felt the energies, and I said, this is liberation. This is exactly what the energies are bringing liberation of the individual, of the planet. And think about it. Everybody on the planet prayed and asked, for how long humans have been asking, please help. They're tired. They were tired of the oppression, of the inequality, of the suffering, of the wars. Humans were just fed up. Globally, there was a mass outcry against, inequality you saw. So they pray, it's been answered finally, and this is what we're seeing. The leveling, the field going to be leveled because it hasn't been leveled for a very long time. So as the consciousness rises, there's no stopping it. Not a chance. I see there's a desperate attempt to stop it. There always has been, since the 60s actually. There's always been a desperate attempt to stop. All the younger people, come in with a change in consciousness, and they were always criticized, all generations. They have desperately tried to, because they just, it's a different level of consciousness, to stop the change to do. And they're desperately trying to stop the change. And, here we are. But it can't be stopped. There's no ways it can stop. The momentum has taken hold. And because we are going up in light, frequency, and vibration, there's no human can control it, no matter what you do. There's nothing they can do to stop this energy coming in the planet. There's absolutely nothing they can do. They can try all they want. It's not going to happen. So it's well, as I say, divinely orchestrated, basically. There's nothing you can do. It's just, it's decided, it's time, it's all agreed on a mess. So we're going up, and that's it. And we're on a trajectory now. There's so much light and thing that it is going to, because it's going to pull a stronger frequency and higher frequency. It's going to pull you up if you like it or not. So even those you think are unaware or not, they're raising in consciousness. They're raising in frequency, they're raising in vibration, and those that don't want to, that really won't let go. And I channeled this, I think it was over a year ago, and I said many people will leave the planet. In those days, there was a lot of fear being spread. So people assumed it was from a specific thing, and it wasn't what I was trying to say. Actually, it all to do with anything medical. Nothing to do with it. And this is also how they will live shorter lives, because the energy is so much higher. And if you don't, do things to lighten your energy, your physical body will not be able to keep you on the planet. So your soul is going to want to keep you going to play out your thing. So you're going to evolve so you can stay on the planet. You see? Because otherwise your energy, you just won't. The planet is here and your energy is there. It's not a match. You see? So people, yeah, there we are. So as generations, people will automatically, they are going to change. They're going to, evolve or get lighter because it's a survival thing, really. And as you notice, your body automatically has to, adjust to cope with the energies that are higher now. Higher frequency overrides a lower frequency. End of story. Oh well, it's only because you don't understand. You haven't done your shadows. You work through your shadow and you won't have any problem. You actually came here willingly, chose it. So it's just because you don't know, just because you fear and upset, you don't understand. You work through it and you rise above that, because you'll be straight back. Trust me. If you do decide to leave, you'll be straight back in a new body. And you'll be like, okay, damn. Oh, just figure out why you're here. It is wonderful. It's your perception. If you're viewing it from a negative perception, you're going to have a negative experience. That's all it is. So if you look at anything as a negative thing, as a bad, oh no, I don't want change, you fear any of this. It's fear. It's just you haven't worked through. It's your beliefs and what you've decided, you've labeled, you've decided that's wrong, that's bad, and so you will experience it as a negative thing. Change, don't attach to anything. Because you can't see, you're not source, you're not looking at it from the higher perspective, the higher plan. All our souls worked on a plan. All of us are being guided by the one, by the source. And all those consciousness belong to the one source. So on a conscious level, on a higher level, we're all connected. That's what they call quantum entanglement, string theory, whatever science wants to call it, right? So literally we are orchestrating this. So your conscious mind might not be aware of this and think, oh no, this is all, no. Yes, absolutely. The rest of us up there are like, yes, this is awesome. Thank you, finally. Freedom, humanity's asked for this on the planet. It's coming. A better way of being, a unity, a peace, love. It's coming. It's being birthed. That's all. So if you see anything from a negative point of view, it's because you've got a negative perception, lower consciousness, or fear. That's all it is. It's absolutely all it is. Okay. It is freaking awesome. And if you watch and see, like I said, go to my YouTube page and go look at a video called The Holy Trinity. That'll help you see what's going on and understand. Okay. So if you go to my YouTube page, go and have a look at that. Okay. There's a video called The Holy Trinity. And it explains everything, okay? The balance. And then you'll see. All right. It's all good. It's actually all good, okay? It's lovely. Source is well, we're all being, that's what I'm saying. Nothing can stop this. No matter what they try. And they're trying very hard. They're trying fear-mongering. They're trying to control. They're putting all their money and effort into trying to stop the change, to do everything they can. All kinds of movements, alternative things to stop what's coming, to try and get the people to, no, that's bad. They're trying to make you scared of change because it's wrong, or this is going to, it's been perpetrated out there. But it doesn't matter what they do. As I said on my page today, as it came through to me, if you watch the water, doesn't matter how, and the rock is solid, doesn't matter what rock is there, the water just goes through it, around it, wears it. You cannot stop what is coming. That's what I'm saying. You're on a lower consciousness. If you think you can, by fear, by manipulation, by control, by deceit, or whatever, it's not going to work. Understand? No matter what. Secondly, everybody that's coming in is coming in with a high level of consciousness. All the children, again, even this level. So they are able to, you're coming in and you're also getting, your upgrades are making you more able to discern, to see bullshit, to read it, to see the intent. No, I don't trust them. You know what I mean? Before, where they could tell you, and kiss the baby, that sort of thing. People were silly. They'd stand up there and promise them, yes, we're going to vote for us and we for you and whatever. And people would just vote. And most people never even read the mandate or the parties, what they stood for. Nobody went to the fine print. They just vote for them, and it kept going around, you see. It was fascinating. But now the younger generation, because of the amount of manipulation and social media, I mean, just go through TikTok, and it's actually quite well. And there's everything out there, every kind of nonsense, manipulation, trolls, this, that, conspiracies, all sides are playing. There's a lot of stuff to navigate it. If you're on a lower consciousness, you will not navigate it, because you'll see someone saying, oh, do you know that person is... And people automatically believe from a random stranger. They do not know from a bar of soap. They've never seen, they don't know who he is, but he's on this interview or telling you these are people or whatever, and people just believe it. They just completely believe what they're being told. It's amazing. So no, this generation, and even this one coming up now, because of our social media and the amount of information that you're bombarded with, people, the younger generation will be able to, they can see it. Like what they call autistic people. They're not autistic. They are dimensionally aware. They've come in with a sensitivity to energy, which we are developing. They're automatically born with a higher sensitivity to read energy, and they're conceptual. There's nothing wrong with them. They are on a higher level than us. End of story. This is the problem, you see. People think there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. They just see things very differently to us. This is where we're going. Otherwise, they wouldn't be coming in like that. You see? Oh, no, that's not going to help. You have to have a higher, so I'm saying consciousness. Nothing's just going to change it unless consciousness. And that means everybody. And this is what's happening on the planet. Slowly they're going up. And the ones that do not want to, will obviously not be able to manage with their energies. And that's it, you'll see. So it depends on the person. And that's how it'll change over time. You'll watch evolution. The humans evolving, if they like it or not. And all this control, manipulation, dominate, this. And I watched, actually, funny enough, it came up today. There's ads on YouTube. Certain videos have got some ads, some American man, very much this whole military police type of thing, whatever. And I just, it's fascinating to me. So there's different levels of consciousness. This is a lower level of consciousness, still the strong man, the control. I'm going to show you, teach you this and that, just get with me. And the whole thing is that, and we're like, that. This is if they think whatever this is what I'm saying. Understand, the lower consciousness is still going on the same games, the same tricks, thinking because that's at the level of consciousness they're at. When everybody's risen above that level of and can see straight through it, read it, feel it, just know that energy is not right. This control, we're strong, we're this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to show you and teach you, burn, whatever, and it's just. They're going to learn because it's not going to work. Their business plans, whatever they're trying to sell, do, manipulate, control, it's not going to work because it will not resonate with people. You see, because their frequency and vibration is now higher and their consciousness. So it really does, I'm saying, there's no ways they can win. So people must stop worrying. There is no ways lower consciousness can win at all. It's impossible because they're still doing things from that level of consciousness. You see, and people will just resonate and rise above it, and they'll be forgotten. They'll be like shouting in the wind. And everyone's just moved off, and they're going to wonder why they're not getting money, or this is not working, or, It'll only appeal to those. So we're going there. And if people look at it this way, if you can see how many people have woken up or risen in consciousness, you can just see by what's going on the planet. In the last 2 years, it's exponential. It's really gone on a high trajectory because we hit that Uluru, the time capsule, which most of us thought it was a UFO at the time. It wasn't a UFO, it was a time capsule. Our consciousness had to be at a certain level to be able to let's say, start it. They were set up around the planet a long time ago. There was many of them, capsules, they're all around the planet. It was actually balanced energies. So when we got to a certain level of consciousness, if we reached that, it would speed up our evolution. And this is exactly what's happening. So the Uluru event basically kicked off the It was amazing. We really spiked consciousness that day. We really knocked it off the chart with a lot of effort, all focusing on the same thing. And we kicked off those. So there's like time capsules were set around the planet. We kicked them off. Amazing. So it's all bloody awesome, you know. And if you stay in that, and if you stay in gratitude and thanks and love and just acceptance and flow, if you worry, ask your higher self or source. Just know that you'll be divinely guided and you'll be taken care of. You can do your affirmations every day. Yeah. Do affirmations every single day, you know, and just know your higher self is going to take care of you, guide you. Everything will be fantastic. But stay in that knowing and that being in that way, you know. And it will. Whatever. You know, what's ever meant to be will be. And that's it. And you will be, you know, taken through it. So don't worry about everything, okay? It's all amazing. If you can see it, you can see what's going on and you're like, wow. And you can tell, you can see it. You can see it clearly. So people are rising in their awareness and their consciousness, and the planet will come with it. Science is going to start moving with it as well, you'll see. Because it affects everybody. You see, it overflows. That energy is a higher frequency. It overrides a lower frequency. So people will automatically, you know, slowly, you'll see they'll be changing. They'll come along. See? Here we are. Yeah, grounding is very important right now, yeah. The energies are very intense. And that's what I say. People are going to be careful at this time, because those living in fear, control, and darkness, if you focus on the darkness, it will consume you. And people are losing the plot, because they are. Their attention, all they're watching is bad, ooh, looking for the ooh. It will consume you, because you are consuming it. It's all you're doing. Focus on the light. See, your mind, your words, your thoughts. If you have a bad day or not, you get up, you do your affirmations, you do your gratitude, thank you, this, that, you know what I mean? Focus on the light. Ask for it. And that's what you get. It grows. But if you're going to focus on the other side, that's all you're going to see and you consume, and that's all the world's, you know, whatever else, and you're going to not see anything nicely, because you're only focusing on you're not actually seeing it from a higher perspective. Good. Freedom, balance, connectivity, clean planet, you know. Yeah, you can just see, look what's going on. Follow the youth. People say the youth are whatever, woke. They always have insulted. I mean, you know, the older generations always, they don't like change. Ooh. This is where the future is. The younger generation are the future. If you like it or not, what you think is different because you've been told, or it's been manipulated or insulted, whatever. Look at them. What do they want? Balance. Balance. Balance going on. Big time. And this is what's going to happen on the planet. And that's what they're calling for, look. So, yeah. There's a lot of fear. If people haven't faced their shadow, and a lot of it going on, they will be in fear. So it's your shadow, your darkness. Everyone has a dark and light, a shadow. If you don't face your shadow, it's going to, it's going to be playing with you at the moment in a big way. Big time. So, yeah. I know, it's amazing. Hi, Barbara. Yeah, it is amazing. It's freaking awesome if you know, and you're in touch, and you're in tune with Source. You connect, you get in alignment, you know everything is just bloody awesome. It's amazing, and you know it's going to have a great end, and you know you're protected. You're invincible. Know that. Claim it. You are limitless and you are invincible. You are divinely guided. That's it. So it depends what you want to believe. You see, claim it than the other side. All of you. You know? That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Infinite, invincible. No, yeah, absolutely. You'll be guided. Absolutely guided. Trust your higher self and stay out of that. You will get all the messages and guidance and everything you need. Always ask. And always expect the best too. I know. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. I'm just so, I've watched people struggle. I've watched this for so long, and the planet's been moaning and crying, and people have been praying and whatever for ages for this, and now it's here, and they're trying to tell you, no, don't go there, it's bad. Don't open that door. They're the, and I'm like, oh boy. Oh dear. Anyway, it'll come. The more you resist, I suppose the more painful it'll be. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I'm watching what's going on in the planet, the changing on the planet too. Because she's also evolving. She's also changing. Same as within, so without. So the planet's going through her transformation, her change, her metamorphosis, she's raising in frequency, vibration. She will change physically as well. She's doing a purging and clearing as you see what's going on. The weather and things, that's her. She's releasing, she's purging, she's clearing. We've got all this energy, negative energy and fear. Where's it going to go to? It's being perpetrated by humans on the planet and all this nonsense energy. So there we are. This is just a cycle. It's just a cycle. Hi. Hello. It's a lovely cycle. Anyway, we can see. Let's see if Source is there. I'm weary, as some of you that have followed me for a while. A lot of you haven't. Oh dear. Face your shadows and darkness, my friend. That little voice in your head is not yours. That's your shadow. Tell him to go away when he starts telling you bad things. If you hear this voice, that's those thoughts. That's your shadow. Say no, thank you. Take your negative, your scare, your fear. Go away. That little voice in your head you don't have to listen to. That's your shadow. That's your tormentor. If you want to call your dark, that's your dark side. Ignore it. Yeah, life is freaking awesome, I know. People are, oh my gosh, but that's what I'm saying, because it's fear, because they haven't faced their shadow. They don't understand. They're not in connection with their higher self or soul, so they're not getting that guidance and that knowing coming through. You're blocking it by staying in negativity and fear. You can't hear it. You can't get your guidance, divine guidance. See? Absolutely. Anyway, we can see, as you'll know, some of you that watched me, I kind of, I used to do my meditations and then go straight on and tell everybody. And because of my personal aspect of Source and all its parallel lives it has, one of them is navigating the same thing. The times of the change in Atlantis or the Aztec, the cycle came that way. Same thing. So a lot of my visions and meditations were my stuff that comes through is about the planet, is about the shift that's going to affect the humanity, about what's going to affect the planet, about the earthquakes, about tsunamis, about this, about that, about what's coming. Really, it's like a guide. Yeah, it's like a guide. Yeah, like a seer, oracle, whatever. Anyway, interesting. So I did 1 or 2 live meditations, and then when I don't set an intent or call in whatever I want to work on, say healing or something else, then I get these, which is, so you'll see I've had 2 hurricane warnings for America. The last one was Hurricane Ian, which happened. So I'm weary of doing, I got weary and I stopped doing, I tried to actually stop these because I was, I used to get all these visions and things. So I didn't want to see, that back then I was like, why am I getting all these? You want to see, all, but it's just what it is. It's just, for some reason, Source decide, maybe it's because I can guide people. Maybe it's because I can help people through this time. For me, that was my way of perceiving it. Yeah. It was, so I didn't, it's a difficult place to be in. So I kind of was wary of doing live meditations because, if something's going to come up, I'll get it. It's like, oh, there's going to be a, earthquake here. Oh, there's going to be and you don't want to be there. You want to uplift humanity and help them, but at the same time guide people to for their own greatest good. So it's a very tricky one. When people are in a lot of fear and negativity, you kind of don't want to share those things because then they think, oh, we do, no. But no, this is just how it is. The earth's going through her purging and cleansing and clearing, right? And we're going to go through her transformation. So if you see these things coming, you can tell people so they can move away or prepare or whatever. That's the whole thing. It's guidance. It's not to be, oh my God, no, there isn't. Just is. I don't know what that's got to do with it. Strange. Anyway. All right. So we can try, I can ask and see if there's any messages. But yeah, if I'm going to do any of them, I just share them now. I'm not going to try and, I thank Source. This is just my gift that I was gifted with. And that's just how it is, Everyone's got different things and different jobs here, or different, mine seems to be, guidance or whatever. So we all have different aspects. We have different qualities, different abilities, depending on where we focus, and depending on what role we are chosen and co-creating to play on Earth now. So mine is, trying to help humanity navigate to the better path and less damage, So maybe then I get some of these things, All right. Let me see. I will see if I've got any messages for you. Hang on. And so there are going to be many transformations on the planet. On the planet herself, we're going to see transformations of the physical Earth, the physical changes on the planet. As we are changing, so is the Earth. She's evolving. So she is adapting and evolving, and all on her. So we're talking about all species, all beings, all animals, all that is, has to adapt and change like we are to the higher frequencies, higher vibrations, higher consciousness. So what people are seeing as a fear, as the extinction, it's not a human thing. You did nothing. It's not to do with us. As the other animals have become extinct, the dinosaurs, all these, every time they raise in frequency vibration, it's evolution in consciousness. So some beings maybe have not chosen to ascend to be in that higher level of consciousness where we are going. So they will not be in our dimension anymore. Some have chosen not to rise into a higher dimension. They will stay on a lower dimensional space. Because it's just dimensions of Gaia. There's many parallel, you say, realities or dimensions of Gaia. Many came before us. Many beings that came before us. Versions of Earth. And to come after us. There will be beings that come after us to the planet. So Gaia is going through transformation, physical transformation. We will see a physical, different planet. Good. It's our perception, it's our negativity, it's our fear, it's our lack of understanding. It's a lower consciousness that fears and sees everything as wrong. It's going to be bad. This is the shadow that expects everything to go wrong. It's going to go bad. It's going to end badly. This is a lower level of consciousness. But this is not what is. It's not where we're going. We're going to a higher way of being, higher understanding, where we know we are all connected and our power and who we are. So, not all beings choose to experience this. But Gaia is going through her transformation, her change, her evolution. And this is what's happening now on the planet. There's a clearing, there's a purging, there's a shifting. As with the energies, as within, so without. And this is what we're going to experience. So we mustn't see it as a fear, as a negative thing. We must understand. It can seem scary to people when they see storms and destruction and volcanoes, and that's a lower consciousness again, from fear. You're viewing it from fear, because you're not seeing the end. You're not seeing what is coming. And what is coming is a beautiful planet and a beautiful future with peace and harmony and unity and love. In a world you can't imagine where we're going. At this moment there are humans that aren't able to imagine. You are not able to picture, because it's going to be so different from the world you know now to the world you are going. Some are not able to even imagine the changes that are coming. But it's all good. So we must stop fear, stop resisting, be at ease with the change, because the changes are good. It's from love, it's from source, it's from good. It's not humans. Humans think they are punished, they've done wrong, they are bad. This is because we ourselves haven't healed and done the self-love, the self-worth. So we think we are wrong, we are bad, we are punished. We have this through generations of teaching and trauma and being, and this is not true. So it's for humans to unlearn, to step out of the shadow where they think they are bad, they are wrong, we are working. This is a self-love that's moving through the planet. The energies will move through the planet. And as the energies move through the planet, so this will leave. People will become lighter and lighter and lighter. And leave that heaviness, that fear, that anger, the judgment, the hate. This will be all shed and all left behind. This is it's being cleared. And this is something to do with what's happening on the planet now, with the changes, with the, if you want to say, activity, seismic activity, and that's happening on the planet. Shift and change. But there are big changes coming slowly over time. The planet will be a very different planet to you know now. Very different planet to you know now. Amazing. I'm looking forward to this one. Wow. It's going to be amazing. I really am. Hello people. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh, you can see some of the things I've seen. It is, if you see it, it's like, oh, how can I explain it? It's brighter, it's lighter, it's clearer. The earth, the sky. You know, everything's obviously, because we're working with our planet. We've stopped our plundering and our pollution, and our we are one. We understand. So we are treating the planet like a living being. We are working in harmony with the planet. But wow, the planet is green, clean air, fresh. You know, we really got it. We're really living in harmony with nature. But wow, we also because of our energy, our consciousness, we've dropped our thing. We are also, fully back where we were with the galactic. So we are full part of the universe again. We're not separate anymore. You're welcome. We're not separate anymore from the universe when you see this. So some of the things that you might think, yes, the technology is not going to go, will be very high tech, but it's not. Remember, still our consciousness overrides all. Technology has a use, but nothing compared to what your consciousness do. Without consciousness, you wouldn't have the technology. We wouldn't have the knowledge, the knowing to create these things. And as we rise, we won't need the technology as much, you see. It's just a convenience. But yes, some of the things, some of the cities, some of the just our way of life. Wow, so different. Wow, different. Wow, very different. And we will be completely back with the galactics. Yes. Oh, absolutely organic. Yeah. Absolutely pure organic, absolutely. But yeah, people are not able to see, where we're going. Wow, funky. We will be. And some of you that have tapped in, that can remember or see, you will also remember going back to those days where we were. We had all these beings. I mean, there's evidence of some of those, we just forgotten, evidence of some of the skeletons on the planet. When many different planets were here and visited us. It was it was open. So we had Sirians, we had Palladians, we had Arcturian, we had everybody basically here and come and go. It was quite a free for all a couple of thousand years ago. We're going back there. When people are not frightened, they're not fearful. Oh my gosh, everyone's got to, when we've gone over this, everyone's out to get us and we're there, whatever. Funny. But yeah, because we think if it doesn't look like human, oh no, believe me, there's some very interesting beings out there. Wow, they don't look anything like us. And whatever you can imagine life exists out there is mind-blowing. You can imagine it is out there. Freaking amazing. Consciousness in every form that you can possibly think of that doesn't look anything like you. Ooh. So this is where people, oh my God, we're getting there, but we're not there yet. And same with understanding that there are beings on this planet that we can communicate with. We've forgotten. We can communicate with all. That we will not be killing. We will not be killing any whales, any dolphins, any of these things in the future. They are already beings. They still are beings. Higher consciousness beings. I mean, even octopuses. I mean, people think, we just forgotten, that are still on this planet. That are, was by hiding from us. Because, we weren't able to communicate anymore. And being here, there's still beings. Well, they've always been here overseeing, protecting, and they've, like any seeding of all the planets, they have all the, every seed, every species that ever lived on this planet. They have so don't worry about anything being extinct, because our galactic brothers and sisters have kept the DNA of everything that existed on this planet. So they can also use them for other planets. So all our animals, all our species that were here, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Whatever you believe and expect is what we get, eh? So what we believe, what we wish, what we want is what we get. But yeah, so they are out there, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Even if you're going through a purging, you can go. That's different dimensions. Yes, this is also our confusion, this inner earth thing. People think this inner earth, you can just go down there and communicate. They're different dimensions. So there's some beings, yes, it's not earth though. So we've got this thing that it's earth, right? You go down so many meters or how many, whatever, and there's inner earth and there's other beings that you're still here. It's different dimension they're on. You might as well be in a different planet. The same thing we have like vortexes and like portals on the planet, many of them on the planet. Okay? go to different vortex, different places, different planets. This is really what it is. So when you get some of these things, depending on you as well, see, you can't perceive something you're not a frequency matched to. All right, you're not able to. So if you are, holding fear, threat, fight, control, you're going to bump into lower dimensional beings. You don't want to bump into those, but that's because you match to them, but different dimension. So you're going to match. But if you're on a higher, there is a higher, they are, and they're actually on this planet. They don't have to be underground. People, you see, this is where the thing is. It's not like a lift. This is what people don't understand. They think it's a lift. There's one, because this is linear, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's different dimensions, different things. It's not like that. They're all around you. If you work on your awareness and your understanding, your consciousness, your expansion, you will see that everything exists right now all around you. You are just not seeing it. That's all. So they have never left, some of them. They are here, absolutely here. On the planet, not in the planet, on the planet. We are just not on the same dimensional and free, so we cannot see them. That's as simple as that. There's different dimensions, ever we know now, right? Same with your past parallel lives. You're able to go like that. It's dimensions, it's frequencies and vibrations. So whatever you're holding in with you, the same thing. What you can experience, what you can find, what you resonate with, that's all it is. So inner earth is sometimes not here. Half these stories you're telling are not always true what you've been told either. It's just fear-mongering. So there's a lot of it. But if you're going to bump into things that resonate with you. If you are anger, control, dominate, eliminate, this whole, whatever, looking for threats. Well, there we are. You're going to find some. Because it depends on you. You're not going to find things that aren't. But yes, they are. They've always been here. In the ocean, under the ocean, in the thing, if it went, it would say, here on the planet, but at a complete different dimension. And some of them are non-physical. You will see in your things, they don't need to be physical. They can take on a physical form because they've evolved past that. So they're not holding physical bodies. But they don't interact with us. Why? Because we are at a lower, we're not ready yet. Our frequency is too low for the higher frequency beings to have a physical contact with us. They'll have to buffer it because we will literally, they'll override us. It'll be so powerful, their frequency, that they will be like, see, we have to get to that level still. Yeah, anyone can see them. You can see them. I can see them. Anyone can see them. You've just got to, your focus, work on yourself, your belief, consciousness, focus is limiting you. Most of it's your belief. See, if you keep seeing, the more you see things as separate, us, me, them, it, whatever it is, then it makes it more difficult. So as your consciousness expands, it gives you more abilities and more awareness as well, you see. And the more your consciousness expands, guess what? The higher frequency and vibration you go up. So the more you get rid of your limiting beliefs and you work on your consciousness, that's what raises your frequency and vibration, is your consciousness. See? So, yeah. But they're here. Some interesting ones I've come across. Don't ask me who the heck half these beings. There are so many beings out there. Some of them might look not so appealing to you, but they're very friendly, happy, helpful. And this is what scares people, because they don't look like us, you see. I've had many interactions with very interesting beings. None of them look like us. I don't judge. Who do you know? Because what someone told me, someone read a book, or someone who's fear-mongering is telling me, these beings look like that, and they're bad, and they're... Really, yeah. If you hold fear and that in you, there's no assertion. You draw it to you anyway. But if you are at a frequency, you will not experience any negative anything, because you're way above them. You're way above that frequency, so they cannot even interact with you. They won't even find you because you're not on their same frequency and vibration. End of story. There we are. You will have no negative anything in your experience. See? Yeah, that's it. Because they come across as energy. Everything's an energy form. So what you're seeing in your mind's eye, whatever else, represents, not in a physical flesh, but yeah, it's an energy form. Yeah. Different dimensions, different things. You're welcome. So it's fascinating. I've seen some really interesting beings. They're green sort of... they were the beings that first took me to the cave of creation. What do you want to call... when we come into the planet, we all pick up, say, your energy. Everyone... There's a... It's not in this dimension, and so no, anyone with that, not going to find it anywhere. So... It's just the way it is. But there's this cave, massive crystal cave. So don't go and dig or you won't find anything. Not here. And every time when you want to connect into the planet as a being, your consciousness drops in there. That's where you pick up your overlay, your grid, right? So say you leave now, whatever you left with, this grid, that energy, frequencies, whatever, you're going to come back and you pick it up. There's one crystal for each soul that represents every one of us. It's just millions of crystals, right? It's a massive, it's if you want to call it the Earth's heart, the Earth's center, the Earth's heart, chakra, the Earth, whatever it is. Cave of creation, Cryon calls it, right? Now, the first time I came across these beings, and asked me they were, they took me on their ship, took me right down into the ocean, through the ocean, into this, wherever it was. That's what we're seeing. We think it's inner Earth. There's not. It's different dimensions. It does not exist here. It's a different dimension. So I got taken into this this cave, actually, for Uluru. It was interesting. I've been there a few times. But these beings were the ones that took me. I don't know who the hell they were. And then I was still taken into another galaxy. You can get, there's portals, many portals. The sun's actually got tons of portals. But those go to other universes and galaxies. It's like an international station, if you want to say, right? So the sun is where you can go from the sun. That's why you see there's so many ships massively active, because they're coming in from many other universes or galaxies, really. There we are. Interesting. So yeah, there's many different... It's fascinating. So if you're not, when you get over your shadow and your fear, and when you sit in openness and you're not expecting anything, you just sit and you ask your source or higher self to show you whatever. You just sit there. And you will just go. Your consciousness will go. And you will go, and that's what I'm saying. You will go all over the show. It takes any work. And you can't even imagine. You won't even know. If you're not expecting and asking and have a set idea of what is there and who's what and whatever. So luckily when I woke up, I didn't have those, any of that. I just, was like, wow, I want to know what's out there. Interesting. I was like the great explorer. I was all over the show. Oh, this is interesting. Wow. And of course, but I hadn't done my shadow work. So as my shadows came up now to work on, and then the fears, of course, now your frequency's down there, and you're picking up all this nonsense being spread on the social media about these beings and bad ETs and entities, all this nonsense, because it's a frequency. If you choose it as a belief, you will absolutely experience it. So then I had to go through all that nonsense, Anyway. And all those, otherwise. But before I had all that rubbish, I was all over the bloody show. Never had any issues with all kinds of beings. All shapes and sizes. Yeah, there and everywhere. Amazing. So yeah, it's just us. It's and then the minute you have those limitations and fears, they stop, because it's fear. It's just you. If you have a belief, and that's it. You're blocking yourself off. You see. Anyway, there we are, lovely people. Who knows? Just a random live. Are you welcome? It's people. It's not for everybody, because it challenges them and they're not able to. They're going to really struggle with what's coming. That's what I'm saying. This is why we're having a lot of this turmoil. People are frightened because they don't like change. It's an unknown, because they haven't faced their shadow. And you're taught, like in the dark. This is why we're also scared of the dark. Unknown. Oh, what's there? We don't know. Because we come from such a lower level of we haven't faced all our shadows, our fears. So the unknown, the dark. Ooh, you know what I mean? So of course you're going to, anyone that tells you all that, and we've all been brought up with these movies and horror movies and stories and rubbish. I mean, that can do that to you, and nothing has control over you. Nothing has power over you. No being, nothing can insert itself into your experience unless you believe it. Because that it's like anyone doing anything to you. No one can do effect to you either unless you believe it. You see? But if you believe something can do this to me, well, it's, you're the creator, and that's okay, no problem, because you need to learn that lesson. Nothing has power over you. Nothing can do anything to you. Nothing can attach to you unless you believe it. These are levels of consciousness and lessons we need to learn to overcome, you see. That's it. We got to learn. It's just rising up and to understand. You have no idea how powerful you are. Nothing. You have no idea. You are absolutely limitless. And we'll get there. But we're far from that. There's a lot of work. Yeah, depends. We see there's different people versions. If your third eye activates and you start this, your Kundalini wakes up, there's no stopping it if you're intentionally doing it. Then your soul's going to drag your backside through everything that's for your highest and greatest good. It's going to bring up, but gently, little bits at a time, so depending on how much fear, shadow, karma you've hung on to, the more unbalanced your energy is, the darker and the much more frightening or horrible that you can experience this awakening, because you're going to start seeing things and you're resonating in your fear. You're at a much lower frequency and vibration, and whatever your beliefs were, so you have to learn this. You have to learn, no, nothing can do anything to you. So some people can really, think there are things attaching to them and attacking them, and because, when you wake up, you believe that, and you're going to resonate with that, and there we are. So you're going to experience fun. Fun. This is really what it is, and it's facing all your beliefs. It's all the forgiveness you're going to do, judgment, hate, anger, jealousy. Wow, you're going to work through all of that. You see? Stop focusing on it, stop watching it, stop believing it. So it's a lot of work. So and understanding that little voice when they're going to try and scare you, and you just tell it to, so it's really facing your own darkness and standing up to it. It's a challenge. Yeah. So that's what they really call in the spiritual thing. It's ego, but it can represent us, as I say, people. When you wake up, it's the lowest level you're going to get, the lowest chakra, right? So so all the dark, it's the lowest frequency, the lowest level. So all the dark and nasties are there. So if you fear anything and believe in all the dark and nasties and this and that, and you start following all this rubbish, well, you're going to experience it without realizing you're creating it. And you can see you can have some fun in the astral and experience some very negative things. It depends on how much negativity and fear and darkness you have in you. This is all it is. So you've got to work through it. No, the first waking up, because my energy was extremely unbalanced. Wow, my energy was way out. I mean, I actually left. I actually died. I died and came back. Just after I woke up. It wasn't long after I woke up, I actually died. I had a near death. Well, you call a near death, but it wasn't. It's a different timeline. But my energy was like way out. And I hadn't woken up for thousands of years, and imbalance and trauma and fears and shit. And then, of course, you believe all this stuff, because depending on your religious things, and this can do that to you, and oh my hell, and the dark and light. And you also don't realize that they come from one. The dark and light is source, and it's a choice. You don't understand any of this, because you didn't go to Buddhist school, you didn't do enlightenment, you didn't reach, no one's taught you anything. So hell is it So, and then you think, of course, you're fighting the dark. So yes, I did a lot of that. And when I woke up, wow, I had some very scary experiences. Yeah, exactly. So of course you want to fight the dark. You're going to get lots of your higher self is going to say, okay, fine. When you're tired, let me know, and they'll give you shit. Okay, this one's looking for something to fight. Here she is. Bring on whatever. Bloody hell. Yeah, no, I didn't know any of these things, and I believed all these things about these, oh my gosh, these entities and these, oh wow. So I experienced them all. All of these nasty things you can imagine. Well, in all shapes and forms, because I believed all that stuff. I had to learn and I had to overcome that, and then also understand, same with that, yeah, it's the whole thing, Yeah. Depends on your energy, so I'm saying, when your energy's out of whack, and this is what we got to learn. We got to then, when you start waking up, eat properly, exercise, yoga, a lot of grounding and Tai Chi. And if you knew that, you go for a regression, you go for healing, you start doing all this, you make it a lot easier, you see. So if your energy is really out of balance, and you haven't faced any of your shadows and fears, I mean, we're talking about, so you've accumulated stuff in other lifetimes as well. Oh, gee whiz, man, you can have fun. And did I? Big time. Oh my gosh, I can tell you stories. Wow. I did share some when I first woke up. Oh wow, yeah. The darkness. Wow, yeah, all that nonsense, all those dark things and beings and attacks and that, I went to all of that, yeah. Because we don't realize how powerful you are, and that you don't realize you're doing all this. You can create, but you can also create heaven for yourself. You can create whatever, manifest. We don't have to manifest all that shit, but we believe all that nonsense because we've been told that and taught that. And our consciousness, you're going to work your way up, is there. So what happens? You say to the Creator, I believe this. Okay, fine. You can have that. You can have. There's no judgment. You can have what you want. So if you decide this is your truth, you are given it. And people don't realize it. They don't realize you are doing it. You're saying, oh, well, I believe that thing is going to do this to me. And okay, well, there we are. You can have that if you want. You're allowed to create any nasty things you want. You can do anything to yourself. This is how free you actually are. You are free to do any horrible things to yourself. You have to learn, So yeah, it is amazing. But I had accumulated a lot. So there was a lot of damage done to the physical vessel. So yeah, if you go to my YouTube page and I talk about it, there's a video called Fear of Death and Dying, and I explain what happened to me. Anyway, you can see the videos of what happened. It was interesting, yeah. Yeah. Shock is the right. Shock therapy is the right thing. People thought it was bad being a human, scary, when you wake up, exactly, because it's unknown. We fear this bullet. We don't understand who we were. So of course, when you start seeing things that are non-human, you shit yourself, literally. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh my gosh, did I? I bought into all this nonsense, exactly. So oh boy, anyway. But as soon as luckily, my soul guided me. I can't remember who it was. It was a Reiki. It was a healer who also went through 3 years of being in the so-called nonsense and attachments and attacks, and paid all these healers and people and and shamans and whatever, and it just kept on happening. And he kept on going back to another one and paying them, and oh well, of course they're making money, they're happy, until one day he was like beside himself and desperate. And he sat down in tears, and his higher self, he heard this voice saying, nothing has power over you. That inner voice, that knowing, and then it was, oh my gosh, I am giving it power. And the minute, it was like, bingo. So then it was like, then he started laughing, and it was, nothing has power over me, nothing has power over me, nothing. And you now train your mind, the conscious mind, it's like reprogramming, like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, reprogram the mind. When you believe it, really believe it, poof. And I started laughing. And I was waiting for someone, actually, I also was going to pay to do all these and remove these things, and they're misleading. And that person's still misleading half the planet at the moment. Very much involved in the movement going on out there about these other things. And I was like, that was it. And it was gone. Poof. Didn't need to pay anybody to remove anything. And all these things I ended up removing them myself. But you got to learn all these things. But you see, it also empowers you, because then you learn, you do this, and you remove them yourself, and you learn how to do this yourself without having to go to anybody else. And then you realize, hey, it's also me believing they can do that. And then it just stops altogether. When you decide, oh no, I'm actually allowing, I believe that they can do this to me. Well, they're going to keep doing it. So it's just levels. You've got to work your way up through the Nox, the school of Nox, through the dimensions of astral game, whatever. Yeah, fun shit. Yeah. Oh, I had such fun. Wow, big time. Yeah, because you had so much in you, you see, and it's work. It's hard work. A lot of clearing. Even now, I'm doing ancestral clearing. I did today, a big one. And so you don't realize you've got all these things, and they're in you because you haven't ever released them. So whatever you've experienced throughout this lifetime, or you've taken on from others, that you never let go. So whatever experience it was that you went through that was upsetting or traumatizing, or you didn't forgive, or whatever it was, right? That, how you think and felt or is still there. It was never released. Oh my gosh. So that frequency and vibration is... So you've got so many, a mixed frequency and vibration. Like your being is made up with all this energy. You've got all these bits, it's like fragmented if you think about it. So you are sending off signals of all these, you're not even aware these things are still in you. Oh, well. So the more you clear it, the better. So yeah, it's a lot of work when you... Forgiveness, number one, step one, forgive everything, everybody, and then forgive yourself completely, as you are forgiven completely. But humans, the most important thing I've learned in this journey, when you go through all this nonsense, it's actually yourself, forgiving yourself and self-love. The minute you completely unconditionally love yourself, you won't do anything bad to yourself. You won't think bad, you won't expect bad, you won't manifest bad, you won't have any bad self-talk, thoughts, negative thoughts, or anything. We'll get there. That's eventually where we go. We'll have no negative experiences whatsoever at all. Because why would we want to create those things? But we just haven't got to that level yet. I think when it really cognizes that you're absolutely creating, you will then, think, oh no, I don't want to think that. Why would I expect or think anything bad? We will stop having negative thoughts whatsoever, eventually, yeah. Of course. But that's a level we've got to get there. There's a lot of it on the planet to get rid of. I know. Yeah, but it's interesting, hey? And you know what? Think about that. I mean, if you had just cut from, to the end, you would not have experienced it, and you won't have that feeling of empowerment, of overcoming that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Because you need that liberation, that realizing your power, your strength again, Clem. Finding your power and strength again. If you didn't know what it was like not to have any, you see, sources. That is the fun part. Is coming back. So overcoming all of those gives you that, sense of invincibility. Yeah, we are invincible actually. Just us, absolutely invincible. We can absolutely do. It's amazing what we could absolutely do. We just don't believe it. We can do absolutely bloody anything, literally. Change our form, whatever we want to do. But it's just that, someone does it, then everyone else will start. We'll get there. We're getting there slowly. Anyway. I think it's awesome. Can you imagine? The sky's the limit. I think it's freaking awesome. Hi. Oh, thank you. The sky's the limit. This is what I love. I mean, wow. It is amazing to have that strength, that freedom, to think you can do anything, be anything, create anything. I mean, the power you have is unbelievable. Yep. It's amazing what we're able to do. You are a fractal of the creator. You can create, and you are creating everything in your life. Humans, as a collective, we're creating all this nonsense on the planet, all the problems we experience, we're choosing. So that's what I'm saying. It's just amazing when you realize that there's no limitations. You are limitless. Like some of the kids are coming in it. I see they're calling them superhuman, but it's not. This is we all have the ability. We're remembering who we are, and I'm loving every freaking minute of it. It gets so awesome. Wow, I'm like, yay! We got so much to look forward. I know it's so amazing. We got so much to look forward to. It's so incredible, so incredible, amazing. And if we only knew our power, wow. But then you see, it would be boring because the game would be over, and then we would say people are obviously wanting to experience a certain amount of this coming, self-empowerment slowly. Yeah, are you? Here we are. There we are. Thank you. Exactly. Bloody awesome. Hey, you could. People don't realize, and there are kids, you're able to morph if you focus on, focus your conscious. You can walk through a wall. You can do whatever. You can communicate with frickin' anything. Pull down all information. But it depends what your passion is. We're all different. We've all got different passions. So some will be, we can. And it'll come more and more normal. Yeah. Yeah, and this is what's so awesome, because we're all different. We're all going to have different passions and desires, and which we need it anyway. So we're going to want to focus on different abilities. We'll hone different ability. Oh, I know, amazing. It's freaking awesome, man. Freaking awesome. I love it. I love it, I love it. I'm so glad to be here to experience it, I'm blessed to be here. Before I leave, I didn't. I came back again, but I did leave the planet, but I decided to come back. And I'm so glad I have, because I'm here to experience this. I'm like, yes, I didn't miss it, Gosh, it's taken long enough. I waited, almost 60 years for this. So yeah, I mean, this is, oh man. But to see it happening now, it's like, yes, thank you. It's a long time coming. Did we wait? We're all human, exactly. We're human, and we are amazing. We have super abilities. You have it as much as me. Everybody has it. You can choose to claim yours or not, Jonathan. We absolutely have it. No one is superior. We are all equal, made exactly the same. Identically. You just have free choice, free will. Choose what you want to believe, choose what you want. And there we are, to experience, and we have it. I'm just enjoying it. I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's about time. It's about time, Let's have some good. Yeah, empower, liberation, freedom, liberation. We can liberate ourselves. This is what it's about, liberating ourselves from our own our own chains. That's all it is. We've imprisoned ourselves in this nonsense. Now it's a liberation. Time to rise up into the light, to liberate ourselves. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Chris. I am powerful. Yes, I am magnificent. I am a being. Yeah, you are. Beautiful being. Source loves you unconditionally. But we must just love ourselves unconditionally. And this takes some work. It takes a lot of work, yeah. It is work. Willingness. Oh, no. It's been a ride. I'm not complaining one bit. So I'm glad. I've had this, just to watch it. I'm so glad to watch humanity rising. Evening. It's amazing. I'm loving it. It's so beautiful, actually. It's watching them rise out of the darkness, out of the mud. You're watching this now. You're seeing them. It's like, wow, thank you. We did it finally. It's so amazing to see it happening. I'm just like, wow, we did it. We did it. Thousands of years of this nonsense. We found our way out of it again. We didn't, And many before us never found their way out of it. They annihilated themselves off the planet, We've had many civilizations that got to here and then they, nuked them, whatever. They annihilated themselves off. They didn't overcome their darkness, their shadow. They didn't, raise it. Didn't make it. And we made it. Yes. Bloody awesome. I am so proud. I'm so glad. Such a lot of work. Wow. Such a lot of work. Anyway, lovely people, I'm going to say good night. Tea's gone. I'm getting a bit thirsty and tired. Love and leave you all. Lovely to talk to you. Lovely to meet everybody. And it's all fantastic. Okay. It's all good. Only focus. Just know that. Focus on what you want. And start, even if it's in your own neighborhood, and ignore the rest of that, you know. The noise. Or anyone trying to tell you anything negative. Don't buy into it's their fears, their shadow. They need to face. Just understand that, okay? People are working through their shadows, their anger, their fear, that's it. Yeah, no comment there. There we are. Love, unity, compassion. The highest form of consciousness is compassion. Love and compassion. Love. The image of, that is what you are as a being, your soul, your entire frequency is love. There is no judgment, there is no hate, there is no division, because you understand everyone. There is only source, all that is. Everyone, all beings, all things, all creation, everything is source energy and consciousness. Out of a physical form, it forms one energy, one consciousness. In a physical body, you form separation. So there is no separation. There's only unity. There's only love. All. No matter what role they're playing, because there's, if you want to say duality, the opposites. Same with energy. So that's it. Some are playing, you know, it's a choice to play the darker side, some are not. Same with energy. And there's a balance. That's it. Anyway, there we are. People will find their way there. It's time. It takes time. We have to face our own, you know. Whatever you see on the outside is within you. Okay? So whatever you judge, whatever you dislike, whatever annoys you, upsets you, makes you angry, or whatever you see in the world about somebody else is within you. They have only come, everyone you're creating, everything in your experience. So they've only come into your experience to mirror, show. It's like they're going to reflect something so you can, okay, but you're just forgotten. They're here just to show you, you need to see. So if you don't like something about other people or something else, look inside. Okay, try and figure out what the messages they're trying to tell you. Thank you. I'm happy. So, all right, lovely people, enough for one night. And I'll see about this shadow thing. About people have asked, and I see that many people are really battling because over so many thousands of years they have so much darkness and shadow that when they're waking up they are, and this is why the Buddhas and those schools, what do you want to call it, were kept quiet, and the knowledge was kept away from everybody. Only certain people they chose. Because if you've got a lot of karma, a lot of shadow, and you awaken someone and they have Kundalini awakening, they'll lose the plot. Because remember, they're at a lower frequency, they have a lot of shadow, fear, darkness, they're going to resonate and attract a lot of nasty things to themselves and won't understand, and it'll terrorize them even more. Because they are unstable. And this is why it wasn't shared with everybody. Now the entire planet's going through it. So nobody can hide from their fears and shadows anymore, you see. If they do in this life, they will come back anyway. It's a reset, if you think. So it is very difficult. So I'm thinking about it. Let's see, but it'll be a lot of videos just on that. Maybe. I'm thinking I might do a subscription thing just for that, for people to learn how to navigate the lower astrals and stuff. All right, good night. Hope to see you all again soon. Lots of love. Everything's good. No judgment, no hate, because everyone is you and you are everyone.